Yeah, it's just Nyx is just so busted. His shard, not even without his shard, he just got so many buffs that just makes the hero just broken. He just does so much damage. I mean, I was watching last night some BSJ stream. He was just trying to play Bat Rider, and you just can't play Bat Rider. Can't play one of the best heroes in the meta
Yeah, it's
just because
just
it's Nyx hero.
I really like. I want to see it though.
10
I'm.
seconds
It's
remaining.
like the same point in time. Like I think 3 patches ago, when
5
people were
seconds
picking Meepo,
remaining.
like as a very common thing, but that might have also been because I was spectating a region where there were 3 Meepo players.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. When everybody wants a Meepo, then I don't know. Meepo's a gross hero. You just pull it out whenever you want. Sometimes you just get a free win.
Dyer's
It's
turn
always
to
versus
pick.
like an AM too, so then the AM's just super sad.
Radiant's turn to pick.
And they pick
Whoa.
Lena.
All right, we're getting some pick from the grave here because a lot of people are not picking up this Lena off the get-go anymore. It's a lot of people picking up the Lesh usually in place of that, but it might be because this is planned to be the position 4 and you run the 5 Undying, but I feel like
Yeah, definitely.
4 Lena is kind of dead too though.
Well, and they actually picked it in their series, the same exact draft. First pick Undying, second pick Invoker, third pick Lena. So I'm guessing they just wanted to secure their off lane, but we'll see. I mean, in the previous draft, they just picked Slardar, but they'll get Mars.
All right. You know, we saw it all yesterday that Mars was not banned a single time and not picked a single time. And now completely different day. It's different teams too, so that might be just other teams
Now,
are valuing
Pango?
the high utility.
Yep.
Like you're talking, yeah, it's literally yesterday, or not yesterday, day 1, where we saw a lot of Pango being picked up in response to some of these physical-based off-lane heroes. Mars isn't entirely affected by it. He's not a fan of being slowed. He doesn't like armor degradation.
10 seconds remaining.
That's like the only thing, really. But like Pango is just an amazing response for the eventuality that 5-man don't have a safe lane yet.
Well, and Pango, I mean, I don't want to say it, but he just kind of rolls over your lineup at this stage. Unless Mars gets the jump on him, you can't Coliseum him. Invoker can't do anything except for, Alacrity right click him. Lena and Dying are both really vulnerable if he is able to get on top of them. In Saberlight, I mean, we saw day 1, 2 20-minute games, he just was owning on that hero. So I don't know. It's kind of scary to see him get it again. I think Undying is super happy with their draft. I think both teams are very happy with their drafts right now.
I mean, what do we need from Undying then? They need a mid, but I don't know what 5-man will ban for it because, like you're saying, it's just the Pango, the comfort pick. Well, I say comfort pick, like somebody in chat pointed out yesterday, they were like comfort pick, but all Bronze Star heroes. But,
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I mean,
these guys can really play whatever they want,
yeah,
regardless of Dota Plus.
They can have fun as much as they want right now, especially if they feel like they're the upper dominating team here. And with Undying's draft so far, it feels like that is the scenario because Pangolier just outmatches any possible safe lane they could really go for here. Undying both banning out like 2 other heroes that are good against the Pango. Like Faceless Void is pretty good against Pango. You get Bash Lorded into Oblivion.
And very good
obviously
versus
Seeker. Yeah, Seeker on both scenarios too.
For more and okay, they go for the Riki.
I like it because it's their pickoff hero now. They could go off of the Lena immediately. They could go straight for the Undying. Like you're saying, both of these supports are beyond weak supports, both in the early and mid game. Not to mention Silence.
And with all of these, I mean, all of these cores kind of banned out from Undying, I think 5ManMidas is kind of in a hole. Because you don't necessarily want to pick Troll, even though that's one of the stronger heroes in the meta. You probably don't want to pick Spectre. You don't want any weaker hero like that. So I'm curious to see what they'll end up with.
I mean, they got a minute left. I mean, what is the answer for a safe laner against Riki? Because you can't run anymore. You can't run safe lane Slardar. That's a no-go. That's usually one of the best answers for him. You already got the Mars, so that's why the Riki felt like it was such a clean pick for them. Because the counters are just not there anymore. But, I mean, that is the problem that 5-man have, is that they don't really know what they could go for here, because it's just, they've got the Pangolier, that disarms them, so they need somebody that could have, not really a status resistance, but somebody that's not entirely required to right-click as a...
I mean, and they could pick, like, Slark, but it's like all of these heroes I feel like are not going to be that great in the long term, but they've
Can you
got to pick
TB here?
something. They could go Weaver, they
Okay,
go PL.
Choose your hero.
Alright, so a TBS hero. PL has a little bit more survivability, and I guess he could just kind of dodge a lot of the stuff that gets thrown out here, but it still feels like it's just kind of weak.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while too, and I mean they might just start getting outpaced. Yeah, Brow is gonna be on the Morphling, Tomato Riki.
I mean, you gotta
And I
give it
mean,
to Tomato, right? That's literally
yeah, yeah.
that's his literal hero.
And I mean, I think the cores on Undying are all really happy with their matchups. I mean, Saberlight doesn't really care about the Mars. He's very happy versus the supports. Tomato is going to be happy in his lane. I think early on, Marcelina is actually going to put a lot of pressure on him, but later on, it just gets so hard for it's just damage. Tomato's just going to have 20 more damage than Monster, and once he hits level 6, he just needs to go and roam and then find kills elsewhere, hopefully on Saberlight. But then you've got Moon Meander, who's just going to be rolling around making space. So it's going to really be up to Eichster to get in there and kind of stop the aggression. If he's in the wrong place at the wrong time, I think Moon Meander is going to be able to just kind of roll over a lot of these heroes.
Yeah, and then even if Moon Meander is not the one doing that, Tomato, like you're saying, he's going to be pumping out so much damage that it's going to be in the later stages, in the mid stages, everything like that. Eichster is literally going to have to land all of these stuns like on spot as much as humanly possible.
And of course, Dubu CM. Dubu and Demon, the CM boys, I feel like they've been playing that hero so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, we've got a special little thing for you. Now that we've fixed something, it doesn't show up. Oh, I have to put it in as a separate HUD thing? Oh, that's interesting. Never mind. Ignore everything I just said. Well, there's a pause, actually. I might be able to do it with this pause.
And a pause, 1 minute 14 into the game. We've got it already.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess I had it on game capture, but there's this new thing I had to put in. Oh, they reconnected already. Okay. I'll have to do it in post. But there's this nice little thing that Summit gave us that's pretty nifty, but I guess I forgot to like put it in there as a source.
Yep, and we're just going to get right back into the action.
Yep, they are. They're throwing out the good, but it looks like there's some other stuff going on here. Maybe just trying to hold it over. But let's see. Yeah, so it's mid-morph, like you were saying. It is going to be Brile morph, and it's probably mid-invoker. I can't imagine you run anybody else there, so yeah.
Of course, yeah.
All right, we do have a smoke already off the get-go here.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to clash. All these heroes are just walking to the bottom rune. I'm curious to see if PL stays there, but they are going to maybe bump into each other. If Moon Meander can find the role, I mean, they're going to invade this top jungle.
And a little bit of lag spikes already, which is kind of interesting, but that might just be from my end. You know how Anecdota is.
Of course, you know.
Somebody's
lagging.
But with that being said, looks like they find nobody with this aggressive smoke rotation. They're just going to have to let this one fly for the time being. Saberlight already throwing out best of luck after they do the smoke play there.
Yeah, and they'll be happy.
Another one, right? They don't. Okay, so they'll have to let it float.
Yeah, they'll go 2 for 2 on the runes, and then they're just going to do default lane setup. I think they're going to try and get early levels onto Monster and Eichster. Just going to have some fun bottom, and then probably rotate out as soon as Tomato gets a little bit too out of control. But Saberlight is going to have a really free lane, I feel like. Even though there is the Undying, he doesn't really care about the Undying. And Moon Meander is going to give him a lot of soul XP as he starts roaming on the map.
I'm just excited. I'm excited for the lanes. Sorry, I just hit my mic. I'm excited for the laning phase, though. I want to see how this PL is going to be able to actually match up against Pango. Like you're saying, that it's feels one-sided. Saberlight, very comfortable with this Pango hero. This one definitely has to be a comfort, though, right? He has gold in it.
Yeah, he is. I don't want to say a Pango spammer. We already have one of those, but he's very solid on the Pango.
Well, they have a roll. It's not going to find anybody, though. The only downside with this lane already is that Saber, if he gets hit by even 1 decay, that's a lot of his HP. You can see he's actually sitting at 380 total pool at the moment with -8.
Yeah, and Moonmeander's got the creeps, so perfect. Blocked the creep camp as well, so they're not able to get the large camp pull. So he's going to be able to get some nice levels and last hits behind the tower. Perfect from Moonmeander.
My poor boy, sitting at 300. He just can't keep getting hit by this. Shu comes in again. He wants another one.
Yeah, and Shu's going to contest him. He's going to sit behind the tower and just beat everybody up.
Moonmeander trying to roll. I think he wants to try to grab a line of his own creep here, but just getting clicked down here. He's got the Orb of Venom too on Shu, so Moon's taking a lot of unnecessary damage. He doesn't want to be really trading that off at the moment. But looking at our other lanes here, mid seems to be pretty even at the moment. They're trading quite equally at 6-4, 6-2.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. It's going to get a lot harder once Brow hits, I think, level 3, level 4, just because he's going to have that higher attribute shift. He just gets so much damage so quickly, and then I think RL is going to have a little bit of trouble. But aside from that, Moonmeander, oh, he's going for Courier.
Oh, we getting snipes already? He wants it. He left it there on
got
purpose.
His life.
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to trade him off his life here. He tries to salve, and it's not going to get it. Will end up getting picked off there.
Oh, and I mean, that's not the worst hero to feed First Blood, right? I mean, Undying might get his boots up, but no Courier. And you're giving Saberlight a lot of space by dragging that Undying all the way to him. And I think, he is going Quaswex on Invoker.
I feel like it's gotten kind of standard to go for that because they really like to go for that Urn build now. Because it's just, your Invoker wants to be able to run around and make plays. Like, now Invoker's gotten to that position where you used to see it was the, it was Quax X Sword all the time, right? Or was it Wex X? No, it was Quaswex.
Yeah.
Quas X.
Quas X. But
because it was cold snap and damage. Oh, Saber. I was going to say he's in a bit of trouble there, but it's just because he's losing a lot of strength.
Yeah, it's all those decays. And the bright side is once Saberlight, yeah, he's level 3 now, so Shu actually needs to be a little bit careful. He can't really trade into both of the heroes unless he's hitting a few double decays. Like, yep, gonna get caught on.
He's just, I'm going to die. There's nothing else I can do.
Yeah, level 3 Pango is kind of just his spike. He just does so much damage with the level 2 Swashbuckle and 1 Unlucky, and they're gonna go again.
Yeah, they want lies here, but they can't really put a lot of damage onto him. He's got enough PL illusion negation really already to get that get in a safe position here. He's also gone for the 2 in the Phantom Rush, so not gonna go for the Doppel early. It's not gonna do any good anyway against the against Swash.
Oh, and he's got an Orb of Corrosion on Saberlight, so Shu needs to be even more careful with his positioning, but he actually didn't go for the boots with his gold. He bought out his Sage's Mask. So this Orb of Corrosion is a little scary.
Yeah, if he gets hit by one whole Swash, that's a lot of HP getting chunked off right there. But he's gonna head back to the base for the time being, by the looks of it, top off on mana and get back into the play.
And I think with lanes being as quiet as they are in the other lanes, I think Undying's really happy with that. I mean, Tomato's just very quietly just getting levels, getting last hits, and I think he's going to be extremely happy. Because they haven't been able to really make any goes on a Dubu. He's not really been punished for just being a CM. They are farming this this massive stack bottom, but there's no aggression right now. But are going to probably be able to get the 5-minute runes away from Undying.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be relatively uncontested. No big action like you're talking about already. It's just, we see a lot of people getting pretty low, and that's just really about how it's going. But after that, there's not much floating around. It's just a very low aggression game. Support picks for support picks. But, you know, with that being said, you're looking at the net worth, or not net worth, you're looking at CS. You don't want to look at net worth already. It's only 5 minutes in. But you're looking at CS. Both the safe lanes are tied with 27 to 27. But Morphling also at 28 and 12 to the 21 of Invoker. And Morphling, is he? Yeah, he's bottled as well. So he's sitting pretty happy.
Yeah, I think the biggest disparity right now, and it's not even that big, is just the Pango is getting a little bit of a rougher time than the Mars, but that's just because of the Undying pick, solely because of the Undying pick. But and you actually see he's saving skill points in case he needs that big Soul Rip burst, but he's actually walking towards mid to try and get some runes, or to stop Brow from getting runes specifically.
Well, you do see that Moon comes in as well. They see the haste rune. They got to pick it up. Morphling comes in. He actually gets it in time. Beautifully. He's got the haste rune now. He can heal up if he needs it.
Well, and Morphling doesn't necessarily want to roam, but Invoker is going to be the hero, I think, to really make plays happen on both sides of the map. He can really do a really hurt Saberlight's game if he wanted to, which is already, I mean, off to kind of a shaky start. But I mean, just farming up mid is also fine. Like they're really happy. Both sides are happy with trading farm. So whoever starts rotating first, I think Moon is really the one to start the party.
I'm going to fix one thing in Dota real quick. There we go. Just because somebody in chat asked. Turn off
nice
the FPS thing up in the corner. Because apparently I was actually told by a friend that having that up drops FPS apparently.
That's true. I think it's like it's like 5%
more particles.
too. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to speak particles, we got 2 of these TI Icalon things on these offlane safe laners.
That's true. Yeah. What? Those are like $400 too. Something.
Oh
like
no. These ones are like, this is from the international. It's like 2-ish grand.
Oh, it's those ones. It's not the.
Yeah, it's the new one.
I see.
Actually, the Halloween ones are the bigger ones, I think. Like the bigger Halloween one was like maybe 4.
These Dota items are getting out of hand.
Hey, if you want to talk cosmetics, I'm your guy. I know everything about cosmetics. Like the fact that there's one Morphling item, or actually, there's the fact that every Morphling item has more particles than Morphling himself. But that's just a given fact.
Just poor Morphling. And he's actually he's getting his mana drain mid.
I mean,
but
he's
actually
full bottle.
getting clicked.
There's they missed the roll there. They dropped the tombstone actually. Brow does need to get out of here, but I think the supports are the ones that are in real trouble here.
Yeah.
They actually see this regen. They're like, oh man, Brow would have been so happy to get that. Dubu.
Yeah,
looks like the
poor
only one to
Dubu.
be traded for this rotation.
Well, and we see now offlaners also able to get their 6s. Saberlight is 1 creep wave away. Mars has his, so they're going to be the big rotations, I think, out of the lanes to really see what they can get done. I don't think you can necessarily go mid, though. It's really hard to gank this Morphling ever, unless you get him, catch him without any mana, but I think Brow's going to always keep his mana pool pretty high up there. Oh, top?
Oh, oop. Saber's dropping the roll already, but he can't really find a good angle to get a kill here. Moon trying to roll in as well, unable to find anything, but it's just Saberlight's going to be the one in trouble here. The Soul Rip's there, but Tomato comes in from the bot lane. He wants to find a trade at least, but Lies working his way out of here. He's going to be perfectly fine. I say that, though. Tomato finds a Blink Strike. He will manage to get him. The roll goes through. It's going to whiff on Shu, but Shu just taking so much damage from Tomato from backstab. He will get the trades at least. I mean, I think if you're Saberlight, you're fine with this. But at the same time, you're looking at your bot lane as being pushed in quite heavily.
When it was almost a perfect bait. He used his Q in a really unfashionable way. He nuked out the wave and he was able to get his 6 off of the creeps he killed with his swash. And then Tomato just comes in, cleans it up. It was a perfect rotation, especially since he doesn't want to be bottom really anymore. Doesn't want to play into the Mars 6. And Tomato claims the top tower too. It's just a perfect rotation.
Oh, they didn't even get the bot tower. I guess that was the TPs that you're talking about. They brought him in. They got the Pango roll too now up. So if Mars Arena does get dedicated for it, they do have an escape.
Yeah, Tomato's going to be super happy. I mean, PL is able to go to the jungle. That death isn't really going to set him back too much. He will be able to get up his defusal. But still, good plays from Tomato.
There's the arena. Saber, he's got to start queuing the roll now, but unable to get it. He gets picked off immediately. The TPs are there, though. Bryle coming in. Wants to go for Monster on the back lines. Meanwhile, on the tower, Moon getting Laguna Matata there. He will eat the dirt. And Monster now still being slowly clicked away by Bryle. They trade 1 for 1 here, but they still obviously lost their Pango in this whole entire trade. And by the looks of it, they might not be able to defend this tower. Duvu's not exactly the strongest defending hero, nor is he the quickest attack speed hero for that tombstone.
I think if anything, he's going to try for a deny. Brow's coming over. Oh, and they might actually die for it.
But, like, Ixer is going to fall. Like you're saying, the supports are going to be picked off ever so slowly here. Bryle, yeah, he does have the strength stun from Morphling, so if he needs to with this TP, he'll get it no matter what. They get this double kill. It's actually splits. Meanwhile, Tomato finding a kill on the Invoker in the mid.
Yeah, they just are slightly getting out-rotated. Saberlight just TP's mid, he commits one swashbuckle, and Moonmeander finds the roll, and Tomato's exactly where he needs to be. He provides that damage, and they take up the Invoker. They just got a little too greedy bottom. They just wanted that tower so bad, but it was just too much. I think they fed 3 kills bottom now, with the Mars dying to the Morphling at the beginning of all that.
Yeah,
they've got Arena back up, though.
I mean, Arena's always going to be back up. It's the equivalent of the Pango spell for cooldown, right? Like, looking at the Pango, what is it?
In their smokes.
70? All right, I don't have the HUD on anymore. I only see one person smoked at the moment.
Yeah, Saberlight popped on the PL. And then I think, yeah, PL is going to be fine.
Yeah, I definitely should get this HUD thing working by the time we get the next broadcast going. I'll switch to studio mode and put it in there.
With that failed smoke, I think the game might just slow down a little bit. I think both safe laners really want to take a step back, finish up their defusals. Even after defusal, PL doesn't really want to show up to a lot of these fights, especially if Pango's in the vicinity, just because Rolling Thunder just counters his hero. It's super hard for him to deal with. But they're going mid.
Yeah, if they do drop an EMP, that's a lot of damage on Moonmeander. Arena being dedicated for him, then Ixer's actually just going to die because he's under the tower. Buyback too. Moonmeander does come in, but Ixer dying to the tower. RL dying to the same thing as well. Shu getting picked off here. Monster not slowed, but they do manage to find him with the kick and the follow-up smoke and the shotgun from Bryle. It's not even completed yet. We'll still get the kill either way.
And what, 4 for 1, they were kind of split. He actually greeted out for the tornado on some Morphling, trying to get Bryle, but the rest of his team was already really deep on that tower, and they just all get cleaned up, and they immediately get the T1 after that. That's a lot of control lost for 5ManMidas.
Oh, top lane. I thought I saw Moonmeander trying to go for a pick on PL, but that might be a little bit ambitious there.
Yeah, if he broke his TB, maybe Tomato would have been able to come over, but it's still a hard kill. And PL does have his defusal, but I think it's going to be a while before we see him fully up to speed and wanting to come to these fights. He's actually going Hood next on PL, just because of so much magic damage on Undying.
I mean, you could see it. It's
and with the Ethblade too on Morphling already up. 13-minute Ethblade.
Will they be able to actually survive the shotgun, even with going for this Hood, is the question here. Like, looking at the Agi, it's about one... Well, you know, it would help if he sticked in a specific zone for his Agi here, but...
Oh, and going against what I was saying, they actually smoked up with the PL defusal, and they're behind this T1 mid. Oh, but Dubu with the sentry.
Yeah, if they throw down the scent, they know that there's one there. They're pinging it out. So you have to walk away for the time being. Monster, they're probably just going to try to take this tower at least, but they are going to dedicate Arena, go on the supports here, and I think you just let these supports kind of die here. There's not much you could really do. I say that though, Saber is going to roll in here with the Riki coming in from the sidelines. Tomato's putting a lot of pressure on Shu here. Shu is not going to go down here. Tomato reading the situation perfectly. Needs to disengage, as they don't have supports and they do.
Yeah, I think they both underestimated the range of that Arena. They just, I think, got a little bit caught off guard. They got Arena'd, and then there was really nothing they could do. Ixer had the perfect follow-up stun as well, that not allowing Moonmeander to roll out. Oh, Bryle? Okay, he's fine.
Trouble here. Oh, sorry, I was looking at Lies. Bryle's actually, they're lining up for Lies here. They clean up all the illusions. They know which one's the real one. The silence, the smoke, the root, and the shotgun. Not going to be thrown out, actually. There's no mana for it. They know where the real PL is, though. They find him. There's no stun available. Backstab. They get him.
Yeah, I think they caught wind of where he was going. They had sort of an idea of where he would be, and Tomato just stalked him after that team fight. He was super quiet. He was just M-clicked on the PL until Dubu could TP up there, and then they get him. And that's a death you don't want to be seeing. Once we're in this stage of the game, any death on PL is going to feel really bad.
And looks like he actually veered off from finishing the hood. Went straight to finish the defusal here. He didn't actually buy any other pieces for it recently. Now he's got the ring, but I don't know if a hood is really going to help him. Oh, hang on. Find Moonlander in the bot in the meantime. But I don't know if... oh, mid. They know that Invoker's here. They throw down a sentry. They can't quite find him, but now they see him.
He's going on to Dubu.
I mean, it looks like Dubu's pretty dead here. He's now walking into the rest of the team, and it looks like he's just gone. That's the life of a Crystal Maiden. We saw it all day yesterday with Demon.
Even though you're dying, you know, I mean, it's not the worst hero to be dying on, right? I mean, I feel like you can always be useful, especially with the freezing field. I was surprised. All of the rolling boulder freezing field plays, that spell does so much damage. Oh, and Saberlight.
He needs to be careful here. The rest of the team are lining up. Here they know they don't have roll. They saw him use it, and he's just dead here. They're finding the pickups, and this is that Mars potential that we were talking about both yesterday. The fact that it wasn't picked in day one is just Mars with a blink dagger in arena. It's the puck mentality.
Well, and he's finding exactly what he needs. He needs to kill the hero's bottom so that they can get these waves in. They're going to be slightly happy just because they're going to be able to get top in. Tomato's going for his Battle Fury next, which is just so gross on Riki. The cleave is just crazy with Tricks of the Trade. We'll see if he gets an Ags after it. But
remember when Tricks of the Trade was first implemented and Battle Fury cleaved while inside Tricks?
And then people were building Daedalus on Riki. Those were the days.
Yeah, that was the that was like approximately the same time that people were abusing the fact that Wraith King could build a Chrysalis, and that was the equivalent of him building a Midas. Because he would always crit, and he would always get skeletons from it.
I don't know, Ricky's gotten his spells jumbled so many times. I'm glad the Invis is back to his ulti, though. Back when it was his, like, E, it didn't feel too great.
Yeah, Blink Strike being his ult didn't feel effective, because it's just like, it was just Blink Strike.
You know, it brought about the 4 Riki, you know? Baboka was happy for all of, you know, 2 patches, but...
Yeah, like 12 minutes.
Well, and it looks like they're just going to trade towers, but Moonmanor wants to defend bottom. He's set up here.
Yeah, he's watching it for the time being. They dropped the fortification trade, but with the PL illusions here, that's a lot. So I think they're going to be able to clean it up quite well. They're not actually trading. They're going to go into Roche.
Oh, they want to trade Roche? Yeah.
Sunstrike finds out that Bryle's in there, but a little too late. That Roche is dead.
I mean, and they tried to get the arena onto Moon, but here we go. Nice spear.
Perfect timing, actually. The smoke goes out from the Riki. The EMP's not going to latch on him, but still, Tomato
needs help.
Is going to be in trouble. He blinks away, but the urn is burning him alive. He manages to get at least one in this. Saber's rolling away here. He gets lies, but at the same time, this tombstone chunking away a lot of HP. Shu will fall. Monster picks off Dubu in the backline. Saber, though, he's not done. He wants to go for Monster. Are they going to get the chase potential is the question here. Saber, he needs to get a good lucky shot off this next swash, and he actually gets it. He hits him with the whip.
He's gonna have blink, though. It's nice. Yeah, isn't the worst trade. They do lose the tower. They do get Aegis for it. I think Tomato dying there is a little bit unfortunate. His TP was just a little bit too early. He just kind of went in with Moon Meander, and he was part of that. I mean, it was a beautiful spear getting Moon Meander mid-roll. He was not able to get any of his spells off.
Something I didn't really account for in that team fight actually is Morphling turning into Undying.
Undying?
Don't worry, I did see that kill right there. Was Morphling turning into Undying, and there was a tombstone on the ground, and I thought, oh, that's an enemy tombstone. But no, that was theirs, and that turned the fight. Like, that gave him that little bit of advantage, that catch. I'm like, why are there zombies going after Mars?
Yeah, the 2 HP bars. Well, they're going again.
Saber. Gotta be careful. I mean, like, this is the Diffusal Blade now up on the PL, and they do manage to whiff the God's Rebuke, though. The Arena still goes through. The silence is there, and now the roll comes in. Perfectly timed silence. It's going to capitalize that kill immensely as Monster claims that one lies. Does need to be careful here. The roll goes through. It whiffs on the real PL, but he's still disarmed and slow. Tombstone dedicated.
But
thrown onto the high ground, so it needs to die. Only a couple heroes can hit it at a time. Healed up. MoonMeander getting pretty low here. The urn is on him. He's going to end up going down, but this PL losing all of his HP instantaneously. But they need to be careful. Disarmed on this Morphling. He's losing a lot of mana, but still has the Aegis, so even if he were to die here, it's not going to find much of the trade. But they still manage to get Mars. They get 2, and they trade MoonMeander, and that's a great trade-off overall.
Yeah, and I mean, you see it a little bit with Brow. He has to be so careful because Eichster, I mean, he can really kill him whenever, especially when he's sitting at the beginning of these fights at 500, 600 HP. And it looks like they're going to want to smoke as soon as they push out mid. Let's see it, though. I see Shoes got it, but...
I mean, you got 3 heroes in the mid. Your first thought is going to be that they want to do this smoke play, but I mean, maybe they want to wait for BKB on RL to do it. No, MoonMeander rolls in. He actually manages to find Undying here. They do throw out a NATO, but too little too late. It's not going to find him. MoonMeander will lose all of his mana, though, to that EMP Urn Cold Snap.
And the vision from Undying is just so perfect right now. I think a little bit of is going to be mopped up from Eichster, but they're just everywhere. And they're going to be able to get this top tower, I think, really without any contestation. They're just in a really, really good place for them right now.
I mean, they've got the beautiful word vision, too, so even if they were to come in, they'd see him coming up on the hill. There's not much that, like you're saying, they could really do. They'll take this tower, they'll take the outpost, and probably rotate mid as you see the rest of the supports as well as Bryle just hanging out here in the mid zone. The leeway
zone. Need more time. They're really going to start rolling these towers, and with Ags next up for the Riki, he's already got his Battle Fury. Ags is a really big threat. I think they need to win a few more team fights before that Ags is completed. Otherwise, PL's really going to have a lot of issues in these fights. He's just not tanky enough yet.
There was an SCA game, or a Chinese game, that I watched last night, where the Riki actually did go for Sleeping Dart.
Whoa. I don't think I've seen Sleeping Dart yet, except for like the Dota 2. Oh my goodness, the roll.
Yeah, he finds him, he catches him. They miss the slow though, and the second roll does whiff, but it actually hits the Undying on the high ground. Shotgun goes through, but it's not enough to kill off this Lina.
That rolling boulder distance.
Yeah, that's a really good 10 talent. Like, there's no other talent you should ever go for.
When they actually got dewarded on this ward that's on the dire cliff, but they immediately put the vision back up there because I think they're pretty ready to stand up in this in the mid lane. They're not really afraid. They want to use their Aegis.
Yeah, I mean it's bound to expire pretty soon.
It expired.
That's perfect timing if they get this kill, and they do indeed. This Morphling is going down here. They don't want to. They got to get out of here. They played the time perfectly. Saberlight's just going to start TPing out. He's like, I don't want any of this. This is not where I want to be.
Yeah, that was a perfect play. They knew exactly when it was going to expire, and they're not done.
Yeah, they're going to keep on going down in the mid here. MoonMeander going to be skewered up. That Invis not going to save him today.
I don't even know. How did they have vision of him? They have a sentry on the hill, I guess? Oh, yeah.
I mean,
that's
crazy. Just in range, too. And it was about to expire as well. All right, well,
and that's exactly what they needed. Yeah, they will get the fort, and they will just go immediately push up the side lanes, but it's really... PL is a really slow hero, but once he gets his Manta and one item, then he just feels so much more effective in all of these fights. Because they really, aside from Saberlight, and I mean, he can always dodge it with Doppelganger, they really don't have a lot of control for the PL. Once he has this Manta, he's able to get out of the silence. These fights are going to get a little bit harder, especially when the arena drops. And Monster's been finding them. He's been finding the good spears, so to say. Even though Moon is doing his hardest, and they're actually going to smoke up right now.
Drop a scan. They find that there's at least one in their triangle here, but they're just drawing an arrow directly down mid. They want to claim.
Yeah, they want to finish off that tower.
Yeah, they want to claim their last tier 1 on the outer ring here for the bot lane. While the top lane, while the opposing bot lane is still going to sit at theirs. But you see Moon just running around here, hoping to find literally anybody. But this smoke,
yeah, and they've got it back. They're going up high ground.
Yeah, they dropped the preemptive Riki smoke here, and they're going to clean up this tower. They'll trade tower for tower here. But
and that's a lot of damage on the tier 3.
Yeah, they forced out the TPs here. Even PL is going to start. Everyone's actually coming back here. They expended fortification for the top creeps too. So they're just going to let that let it slide for the time being while you see the rest of the Radiant Undying. They're just hanging out in the triangle here, maybe waiting for the next play. I mean, we do have another smoke on Dubu, but I don't think you want to smoke immediately after your last one like this.
When PL even just sends out his stop illusions, so it feels like they're wanting to smoke. Yeah.
Yep, there it is. All right, this is a pretty important smoke for 5ManMidas here. They get a good pick off. They get the Morphling again. That's going to be a huge pick for them. They get Tomato, even better.
One of Faith, find this pick, and then Roche respawns in 15 seconds. I mean, that's feeling like the lead that they need to get back, especially in this game. But yeah, they're just going up the high ground. They're invading the triangle.
And I think they're reading the situation quite interestingly here. Dubu is going to get caught out from this.
They got Tomato.
They find Tomato on the sidelines. They get him immediately. They don't even care about Dubu. They're just like, that's great, pop your ultimate. It does nothing. Dubu tries to roll in, gets NATO'd
the buyback.
while Dubu hits the floor. Tomato needs the buyback, will do so. Jumps in, but it might be too little too late as these cores have so much HP to work with. Tombstone thrown up on the high ground, Invoker trying to click it down too, but it's not going to matter. Actually, they find 2, they find 3. They might even find PL, and they do. They get a 5-man team wipe.
And now let's see, does Roche respawn? And it does.
Oh my goodness, this is huge if they walk into the Roche.
If they scout it out, this is looking really hard for 5ManMidas now. Yeah, they're gonna scout it.
They're diverting all attention to the Roshan now.
Yeah, that was the exact jump they needed. They find 2. They had vision of Tomato. They get the vision up, but Morphling, like you said, becomes Undying. He puts the tomb, and they actually are so much worse at killing tomb on the high ground because PL doesn't want to doppel up there. Invoker had to spend his BKB, or at least the majority of the tail end of it, just right-clicking Tomb, and he wasn't able to finish it either. And every hero just gets mopped up. The supports just get rolled on by Saberlight, and they're just helpless. They're food for him. And then the Roche respawning too. That's just super unfortunate timing.
I mean, they could still even walk up this high ground with full confidence if they felt like wanting to try to take that. But this advantage that they got with that last team fight, they'll probably just farm for a little bit. They'll get the last exterior tower that they want.
Regeneration.
And maybe put some more pressure on this tier 3. But yeah, it's just the Tombstone plays, actually. And like you were talking about, the BKB timer was wasted just trying to get the uphill clicks out onto that Tombstone the whole entire team fight. It was insanity.
Whole mid?
Smoke onto the Riki here. He's trying to get the catch, but they counter stolen spear from Mars, actually. The shotgun goes through, but whiffs the actual shot. Only the gun part, and now they have a spear
Didn't
out
get the
on
morph
now
off.
very dead Morphling. They do have Saberlight rolling in, though. They find this kill on Monster in the meantime. PL trying to run in with the illusion. Saberlight trying to find the right one, but looks for the Undying first. Now they find Lies. He whips the swash, but it's not going to be the case. Doesn't even matter anyway. They force the Undying buyback. Riki going to still try to clean up some of these PL illusions so Brow doesn't lose all of his mana pool.
Yeah, he wasn't able to get the strength morph off, like switching in between Morphling and the Mars morph that he got, but still, you get a buyback out of Undying. You're still playing outside of their base. And I mean, once Tomato gets his Ags and his BKB, he's going to really start feeling troublesome. Because right now he's just getting Cold Snap, Spirit Vessel, DMP'd, and it's hard for him to fight, but... Oh, that's a lot of illusions.
Yeah, that's a big chunk of the lose there, but not able to find the right one. Lai is able to escape for the time being. I thought he had the Aghanim Shard already, because it's the... No, the Shard's not that. It's the Ags now.
Yeah, it's the Ags that gives immediately 10 illusions always.
Quickly creates max illusions with a 10-second bonus duration. I mean, I don't know about you, but I liked it when the when Spirit Lance bounced on 6 enemies and just destroyed frames.
I remember when people tried to make that work. It was really... I don't think it ever worked, but people tried.
I mean, you know how it is. Everybody tries everything until they realize this is the worst idea they've ever had in their lifetime.
Well, and then God King with the Hood of Defiance diffusal Ags build, where when it was Phantom Rush and you just never had cooldown on Phantom Rush and you just chased down supports. I mean, I remember building that a few times. That's just miserable for anybody you're playing against.
Yeah, but luckily we're not in that meta anymore. They're not going to be building those crazy things. Well, I mean, you say that though. There is a hood, and there is a
Yeah.
diffusal blade. He is going for hard. And I imagine
Some things
we go-
never change.
Yeah, well, luckily Phantom Rush doesn't have a cooldown talent. Just Spirit Lance
Yes.
cooldown.
But they will have to come back. They don't want, I think, any of their towers to hit any more damage. Just resetting the map by getting the waves in.
Smoke on the side of Undying here. They want to roll in. The NATO goes through on the creeps to slow down this push for the time being.
And they
Lock into
spoke
a
up with
couple
the
live
Ags on
illusions.
Ricky.
They find the real lies here. They bring in with a squash, but he is managing to doppel it. The last
Well, they see
second,
him.
though, they find the right one. The silence is there with the follow-up. Pango roll goes
Oh,
in.
the Mars
roll
ulti?
up as well to turn around, but this Morphling just dies immediately to the Mars skewer inside the arena. And Lai is able to escape perfectly fine with this one. And now Moonmeander trying to leave as well, but Magnetize not going to help him at the end of the day. Just can't find the right roll. Now Dubu in the same scenario. EMP to be expended. He's going to get this, and he will end up going down. They only managed, they get no trades off of this, actually. They don't lose Tomato, but it's just, this Morphling keeps getting caught, and, like, it's BKB time for him.
It was a perfect ulti from Mars. He was able to skewer Brow exactly into the cliff, and he even blocked any chance of killing that tomb was deleted as soon as that arena went down. He would have blocked any incoming projectiles. It was a perfect ring and a perfect tombstone. That was just perfectly played by Monster.
Yeah, it couldn't have happened any other way. I don't think Lies was intending to be a bait there, but if it were the case, then spicy. They want to get this tower. They want to put some pressure on this. They're not going to force buybacks as the fort is available, and they will expend it here, but there's so many PL illusions. Okay, well, never mind. They clean it up with the swash.
Yeah, it's really obnoxious to push, especially, yeah, he's got the smoke screen talent too, so that's like a 3-second downtime. So as a melee core, trying to siege buildings is really hard, and
Oh, what the?
they're trying to catch him top.
Got a weird spike going on there, but it looks like they are going
The
to
curl up.
Lies here at the same time. The roll is there with the curl up. They will find this kill on Lies, but again, another beautiful arena monster. It still looks like this is defensive, though. There's not much they can do.
Yeah, if
They
they're
wanna
able
try
to
go for the
disengage,
tombstone.
but-
The sorry being thrown out there by Lies. They find the shotgun kill with Moonmeander and form to claim it, but
They got Tomato.
dying to RL on the sidelines. Eicher trying to escape here, gets slowed from the swash, and the man is dead.
Yeah, they just got chased. They stayed a little bit too long for the tower. It was beautiful from Saberlight. I think so far, at least, I've never seen a Pango use the roll up as well as he does. He just is always able to get that second, third stun on heroes he has no business getting. And Bryle was just that was one fight in the past like 10 minutes where Bryle was just able to show his stuff. He's just able to go in. There's no hero really threatening him. They're all on the retreat, and they can't fight him in a 1v1. And now BKB's coming up. Once this team gets BKBs, fighting for 5ManMidas gets incredibly hard. And they're already hitting the tier 3.
They will expend the fort, though. It's going to be fort trades. That being said, though, the mid is still at half HP. They could still have that technical advantage going for them. I think at this point in time, it's the Roche play into Bryle needing to get the BKB.
Well, and you see on the Radiant, 5 heroes have BKB queued up right now. They're very aware of what they need in this game.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I didn't even scroll through this. The Ags is up on the Riki, though. I don't know if that was the last fight. Was that in the team fight? That
Yes.
had to be.
Yeah,
He's got 800 pocket, so he's had it for quite some time. But yeah, the BKBs are needed. I think the next best thing for them would be waiting until the next line of neutral items, which is in a couple minutes here, and getting the Minotaur Horde.
Oh, Saberlight, he was curled up on the bounty rune. Oh, he's able to get the swash away.
Oh, is he though? He gets brought up into the air here. He finds the roll, but
Oh no. The Sunstrike.
Some shoe as well as the Sunstrike.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Just got a little bit greedy. They're gonna mop up Dubu's courier as well. And Roche might respawn in 30 seconds. It'd be a really early Roche respawn if it does,
It
but
already happened once. Anything could happen.
anything can happen. Exactly.
What? Alright, well, I guess we're waiting on Roche. That seems like it's the play. This is the one that's going to be the Ags or the Refresher Shard, too.
This is going to be the third Roche. So it's going to be... They've got to get it. And, I mean, Monster is getting up his BKB. He has one now, too. He's not going to have to worry about any of these, any of the burst.
You got another minute left on it, so... They'll have to hold it off for the time being. They do fly the couriers over, as well as PL putting some illusions on the outside of it, so...
And Moon gets his BKB. Dubu finishes his. I think everybody's just looking to finish up their BKBs before the next fight.
Yeah, Bryle's
and RRL is just looking for picks.
We're getting the Shard next for the Stone Remnants. It's pretty nice, actually. It basically serves as like a low ground ward. But the big thing is increases the Stone Remnant count by 4.
Yeah, the count to 11, that's actually a crazy shard.
It's very low gold for very high impact.
Because that's the hero's biggest problem, is just constantly fighting and not having enough stones. You have to sit back and wait a little bit, but 11 stones, I mean, this guy can already hit all the rolling boulders, so more stuns.
I mean, as a person like myself who is terrible at Earth Spirit, I would probably buy the shard every single time because God knows I would need the extra shards.
Oh, and they smoked up, and I don't think they're gonna find anything. This smoke's a little out of place. I think they were heading up towards the top jungle, thinking there were gonna be more heroes here, but...
Well, Dire dropped the scan outside the pit here. Nobody
and it is alive, and it's got an Ags.
Ooh, that's a good one then. Who goes for this then? The Morphling Ags?
Probably
no,
the Pango.
Yeah, Pango Ags is usually the go-to one you like to see. You already have the Riki, and there's no real point for him getting it. Earth Spirit Ags, I believe, is still the Stone Enchant. Yeah, it's Enchant Remnant.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I think if Dire are able to claim it,
yeah, if Dire
maybe the PL, but they're going, actually.
I mean, for the Juxtapose Maximize, I mean, maybe, but I feel like getting pure Laguna Blade might be another good one. I mean, sure, it's a support Lina, but still, a pure Laguna Blade is really good. But he's actually building Ags, so...
I haven't even tested it. The Mars one might be cool, but, I mean...
I saw a lot of people running Blue Arc, but the problem is that, like, it needs to be a safe lane Mars, because he's just got no damage otherwise.
Yeah, I feel like it's sort of a meme, but both teams are... Nobody's going bottom at this point. There's no really... They literally can't. Both teams have to kind of just stay around the pit if either side gets it. They don't want to give it up for free. And Undying knows exactly where they are. They still, I think, having a little bit of the leg up in the Vision War. They just kind of know where the heroes are. And they're going to go into the pit after they see PL kind of fade away with that mid ward.
Yeah, they don't have a scan available. They've already expended it, so it's more or less just them trying to contest it. But they rotate the heroes with what vision they've got. Yeah, there is... Oh, I thought it was a smoke, actually. It's just Mars with Ninja Gear. You're right. 2 Spell Prisms live in the game as well, so that's pretty good. I don't know who actually grabs it on the side of... Riki's got it, actually.
Well, now he's got... I think he'll probably slot in the Penta-Edged sword.
Yeah, he's gonna keep the Penta-Edged, for sure. That's the go-to one right there.
And he sold an item just now. I think he sold his Wraithband, but now he has a BKB as well. So I think we've got 5 BKBs right now on Undying's lineup. So I guess Invoker, eat your heart out.
Well, this is what they need to do something here. 5ManMidas is hanging out on the outside.
They see Mars.
Spear, unable to find a latch, which is kind of interesting. I thought you'd be able to latch to that guy inside the pit, but maybe not. LSA being thrown out.
Needs to be careful. They don't want to lose their mana to EMP, but with that whiffs, I mean, they're just going to go back into the pit. Yeah, Bro has PL as well.
Lies is just going to keep throwing illusions, but in comes the BKB, the skewer with the arena, the Cataclysm goes out, but it actually lands on nobody. Shu is going to be the first one to trade. The buyback goes out immediately from him. Ixer is going to go down, but Monster getting picked up slowly by this Morphling, by Tomato, and now you see Dubu popping his ult on the sidelines, trying to catch anybody that's over here, but these are all fake PLs. They find the kill on Monster. Moonmeander trying to roll out of here. The PL is trying to disengage as much as possible, but they're not even done. They thought this was the real PL, but they still managed to get the kill on the Undying. That's a dieback for him. And now they're going to go ahead and clean up this Roshan. Lies is just nowhere to be seen. Just farming up creeps. He can't be here.
No BKB on Mars, or no buyback on Mars, so they're not able to come back and fight. They wanted to fight immediately after. I mean, when all 5 of the enemy team doesn't have BKB, that's your time to fight, but now I think they're just going to march up the high ground. There's not much they can do now, and now with Aegis on Bryle again, it's going to feel really hard to get the initiation on him. And yeah, he did keep the Penta Edge Sword on Tomato.
Yeah, the Penta Edge is going to be on Tomato. I saw the Aghanim Scepter was picked up for Saber, so he's going to have that one now. He's got the full kit.
Well, it's so hard. They tried to start the fight on Pangolin, but he just rolled up, and then he BKB'd, and then he just gets his ulti off. And yeah, they gave him the Ag Shard as well. And yeah, your Racksmith is dead, and they're probably just going to stay here. They don't really need to be afraid. Oh, Bryle.
He's going to get caught out here on the sidelines, but he is currently the Aegis carrier as well as a full duration BKB. Backdoor is up, but it's not going to change anything at the end of the day. They still managed to get the quick cleanup. Looks like Saber at least going to roll up for the time being.
Yeah, I think they'll just reset, let Bryle at least heal up his mana just a little bit. Oh, he's got a full butterfly as well completed. Yeah, this morph is a monster. And Monster just needs to find so much.
They're pumping out enough damage here. It's 27k net worth lead. A while back, it wasn't even remotely close to that. And it was quite even for a period of time. Maybe 10 minutes ago, it wasn't a 26k net worth lead. It might have actually been 13 at that point, but still, it looked like a very recoverable game. It's not even a high kill game either. It's just these objectives that are being taken are much more effective in comparison.
Yeah, and it's the power of the third Roche. I mean, with the Ags, with that, you just get so much going for your heroes that you didn't have before. And yeah, he's going to become PL. He's going to start sending in illusions. Well, might burn his mana a little bit.
I mean, this is what you got to do, right? That's just the morph meta, more or less. There was a point in time where it was just send illusions at towers and get the kills, but they still have an exterior tier 2 to work on.
When it's really up to RL, and I think a lot of these fights... Oh, Moon.
And Moon might be in trouble here. Gets used up, but he actually has his BKB ready to go.
And they're going.
They are going to get the roll in there, but at the same time, Dubu pops his ultimate. No Aghanim Scepter for him, so it's not going to hold him down. This arena, though, is just literally doing nothing because of these BKBs. Everyone's just coming in there. BKBs, ahoy! They're finding all these pickups. Now Tomato on the sidelines looking for Ikester. He gets this kill. Mars is the only one who really gets a full escape here as he goes down. They're looking for this.
RL.
They're chasing RL as much as possible. He's got a gem. He finds the latch, but at the same time, oh no, he's got a gem. The BKB is going to be there, but he's got his own BKB. He'll be just fine. Be able to TP out of that one. Not going to lose the gem today, but still, all this pressure being applied. They're going to lose this bottom set of racks.
But it's almost, honestly, it's almost better if he died there, because now,
they want buybacks.
He's not able to even go up to the high ground. And they don't have buybacks on PL. He bought out.
Yeah, looking at it, there's no status. The PL's 1,400 away, even if he wanted it, and it's just, there's nothing left. This game, Undying will take it. There's nothing they could do. The roll-up being used outside the base, they will drop the arena with the Cataclysm. That does a lot of damage, actually. It does kill Tomato at the end of the day. Toronto does have buyback if they really want to try to secure this, but Bryle is unfazed by this entirely. Going for the kill on Mars. Actually, he gets pushed away, but the shotgun will finish him off, as well as Shu getting picked off by right clicks alone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Undying taking game number 1 in this best of 3 series.
Yeah, it felt like, I mean, there were some hiccups here and there. There, like the Aegis expiring, a great play from 5ManMidas. Monster was playing Mars to his heart's content. He was really having a good game, but then critical mass almost happened. They got their BKBs, they got everything up. That one fight at Roche really just spelled disaster for him. I mean, it's just Saberlight. Saberlight has this super high impact Pango. I think they need to start picking heroes that they either need to ban it or they need to pick heroes against it, because all the games we've seen him play, he's just been playing Pango. He's been getting the matchups he's wanted, and he's been winning these games.
I mean, So then, what do you ban then? Because the Pango's not even that. I don't want to say it's not that big of a problem for them because the Pango was the biggest thing for them. But like, say if they banned Tomato's Riki, which did a pretty good job, you don't really want to ban a Morphling. So I think they're just gonna leave that be. There's specific heroes you could pick for Morphling, but you ban Pango and you ban Tomato. Like, do you think that this team Undying has the ability to just pick up a Batrider or pick up any of the other big meta-based heroes that are
Oh,
just gonna?
definitely. So it's really hard because I feel like there's so many bans that are just immediate, right? You need to ban Batrider, you need to ban Nyx Assassin, but I don't know. I wonder if we're going to see the first pick or first phase Invoker again, because that's just something that Suyu/RRL just really enjoys. But they've got to do something about Saberlight Pango, because even in a lane where it was a slow start, he still managed to succeed extremely well.
Well, we're already getting the invite right off the get-go to get into the next lobby. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with game number 2 right around the corner. Stay tuned. Don't go far. It's, as you can see with the invite on my screen, it's going to be very soon.